What's up, gamers? It's Above, back with another video, this time with the Scarlet Keep Grandmaster Nightfall guide. When people found out that Scarlet Keep was in the rotation this season, a lot of people got real nervous. Is it justified? Well, to be honest, it's really not as bad as you'd think. I'd rank it the second hardest GM of the season, behind only Glassway. That said, there's a pretty substantial gap in difficulty between the two. This one certainly has some rough spots and a bit of a learning curve, because similar to Glassway, if you make the mistake of overdamaging the final boss, it can easily result in wipes. It's all about methodical team play in this GM. This week's unique modifier is Hashladun's Serenade, which increases arc damage and the boss's knockback damage and distance. Though I don't think this really makes the boss room that much harder, the arc damage increase can be impactful at times, so just keep your eye out for that. My recommended team comp is based around what will keep you safe throughout Scarlet Keep's hectic encounters, as well as their ability to super chain. I recommend one Well of Radiance Warlock with Phoenix Protocol, one Banner Shield Titan with Ursa Furiosas, and one Revenant Hunter with Assassin's Cowl. The great thing about Well and Banner, aside from their obvious safety benefits, is that they generate a disgusting amount of orbs for your fire team. This allows the Hunter to play the most crucial role of all. The Hunter will be finishing champions as often as possible to keep your fire team stacked with heavy and special ammo, which you'll absolutely need due to how ad dense this Nightfall is. With Assassin's Cowl, when you finish a champion, you're given instant full health regen along with 15 seconds of invisibility. This is insanely strong in Grandmasters, especially one like this where champions are often surrounded by dozens of enemies. This GM can be hectic at times, which is why we spec'd our weapon loadouts into utility over raw damage output. Our Hunter ran our only Izanagi, while our Warlock ran Div and our Titan ran Xenophage. Why just one Nagi, you may ask? Great question. You want to finish as many champions as possible due to how dense this Nightfall is. You're going to need the ammo, trust me. 2 Izzies simply bakes champs too quickly, which you don't want in this case. Additionally, you don't want to overdamage the final boss and force health gates prematurely. It can lead to utter chaos in the boss room as it will spawn 2 health gates worth of ads at once and can lead to wipes. 1 Izzy is the perfect balance of forcing ad spawns without doing too much damage and will allow you to finish champions consistently throughout the Grandmaster. As per usual, Div is used as our debuff and for general ease of use when damaging champions, while our Xenophage user focuses on the plethora of mages present in every encounter, including the beefy Arc Knights and Solar Wizards. Our Titan also ran a Blinding Nade Truth Teller to suppress these enemies, as both enemy types in this GM are blindable. Our Hunter and Warlock both ran machine guns, 1 Solar and 1 Arc for each shield type in this Nightfall. I would make sure that you're at least running 1 7 Seraph Saw for Warmind Cell generation. You can either run a Pulse or SMG for anti-barrier, but I opted for my Ikelos SMG for Warmind Cell generation as well, and because mine has Demolitionist, which helped with the regen speed of my Duskfield grenade. As for armor mods, we dove heavily into Warmind Cell builds focused on suppression and quick ad clear. Though there are several beefy enemies in this GM, there are also heavy waves of Thrall and probably the most snipers I've ever seen in a GM to date. They can be incredibly annoying at times, so having proper Warmind Cell builds to alleviate that pain will save you a lot of trouble, and it'll allow you to focus on higher priority enemies like Knights, Wizards, and the Yellow Bar Shriekers that actually don't die in one Nagi shot like they do in the other Grandmasters. We had the Warlock and Hunter run Global Reach, Rage of the Warmind, and Wrath of Rasputin. When we spawn a Warmind Cell, Global Reach will detonate it, Rage of the Warmind will add a burning effect to it, and Wrath of Rasputin will give that burning effect a chance to instantly spawn another Warmind Cell. Our Titan rocked Cellular Suppression, Global Reach, and Wrath of Rasputin. With Xenophage, the Titan will generate Warmind Cells like crazy. Tap the Warmind Cells to suppress any nearby enemies, and either let us detonate the cell due to our high damage Warmind Cell perks, or detonate it himself if need be. The only major mods I would recommend are Special Finisher and Spoils of War. Your Hunter should run both mods as they can safely finish with Assassin's Cowl, and the Revenant Super really isn't necessary outside of the boss room. Lastly, we all ran Taking Charge and Protective Light, as well as 1 Sniper Resist and 1 Concussive Dampener for general survivability. The opening of this GM is pretty straightforward. Clear ads and make your way along the path to the first multi-level room. Clear acolytes first, then have your Titan push up on the right-hand side of the room to spawn 2 more snipers. Have them Xeno the snipers right away, then focus on the barrier at the back of the room. Let this be your first reminder to finish champions as often as you possibly can. You're going to need the ammo. Moving on to the 2 towers, I like to start by focusing on the barrier at the back right while playing cover on the platform where you walk in. Once dead, move left and focus your attention on the second barrier knight and the rest of the ads. Your hunter should have enough super to finish once again, so make sure you do so. Make your way to the left tower and clear the wizard to spawn the first orb. Reminder that even though this wizard is a yellow bar, it is blindable, which is where Truth Teller comes in. Once you have the orb, climb up on the structure leading back to the bridge. A barrier will spawn up with several acolytes, so this gives you a really safe angle to clear everything out. Have your hunter finish this barrier once again. Rinse and repeat the right side. Clear the room, grab the orb, play up top, and finish the second barrier that spawns in. This time it will be accompanied by a few cursed thrall, so keep your eye out for that. The bridge will now lower and you're moving on towards the entrance of the Scarlet Keep. Send 1 person forward to spawn ads, then back up and pop a well and banner to clear the bridge. If you back up enough, the unstoppable ogre will be out of range, which will allow you to focus on the arc knights and waves of ads running towards you. Your warlock can also repeatedly stun the unstop as you clear things to make it easier on your fire team. Once clear, kill the unstop from a safe distance and make your way to the next major ad spawn. As you jump down from the midway point of the bridge, a solar wizard will spawn on either side of the pillars in front of you, along with a large group of acolytes. You should have your well back at this point, so use it once again to clear everything safely. The other side of the bridge contains a few acolytes, a barrier champion, and a shrieker. Nothing too crazy here, so focus on the acolytes first, then push up and open the shrieker. You will need to team this thing because, as I mentioned earlier, a single Nagi will not kill it. Once dead, work on the barrier champ and get a finisher if you can to top off on ammo. You're now making your way to the altar encounter. There will be 1 barrier champion between you and this room, but it's nothing your team can't handle. Once you arrive, step on the center altar and pop a well of radiance. A solar wizard will spawn directly in front of you, with acolytes spawning in on your right and left. Dedicate 1 person to ad clear while the others focus on the wizard. Once the altar is captured, a barrier knight will spawn up in front of you right where the wizard just was. I don't recommend getting a finisher on this champ though, as there are snipers looming at the back of the room. Make sure you clear those snipers before proceeding to the other plates. Pick a side and stay together. We went right first, but it really doesn't make a difference either way, it's totally personal preference. Solar wizards will spawn on both plates. You're probably starting to see why we recommended running a xenophage. Clear the plates one at a time and make sure to finish the barrier champions once the altars have been captured. These champs will be alone, so it should be free ammo. Once all 3 plates are clear, make your way up the path to the next area. This next part will have 3 barrier champions at various checkpoints along the bridge. The first will be waiting for you as you walk up the hill, the second at the midway point of the bridge, and the third will be directly under the shrieker near the entrance of the keep. The first 2 are pretty straightforward, so once you've taken care of them, play cover on the middle bridge divider and take out the snipers from a safe distance. Once dead, push up to open the shrieker and team shot it immediately. It will melt you if left alive too long. Proceed to work on the third barrier and finish him. As you enter the Scarlet Keep, a final barrier champion will be waiting for you near the elevator. So clear ads and finish this one as well to make sure you're topped off on ammo before starting the climb up to the boss room. The elevator is a part of this Nightfall that can easily cause wipes. Luckily for you, there's a nice little cheese that you can use to avoid being sitting ducks for snipers while riding up the elevator. Start your climb and look back towards where you entered the elevator to spawn kill the first 2 acolytes. Have your entire team hop into those rooms and wait while the elevator makes its way up. Your entire team will receive adjoining allies that will automatically pull you up to the next floor. This level contains 2 barrier champions, one at the entrance of each door on the right and left. They will be accompanied by another solar wizard in the center of the room, so pick a side, kill the first barrier, and make sure you finish each one. Once the first barrier dies, immediately focus your attention on the solar wizard. Kill the second barrier and hop back on the elevator. Keep your eyes peeled for the first open rooms where the snipers spawn, kill them and hide in those rooms. levels, you'll receive another joining allies to the next floor. The next level contains an unstoppable champion that spawns in right as you step off the elevator. Have one person trigger the spawn and then stun him once the ogre has settled for a second. Attempting to stun the ogre too quickly can glitch it out and cause it not to stagger. Make sure you finish this champion. It's a safe finish as he only has a couple acolytes next to him, and this is the final champion to top off on ammo before the boss room. The right and left rooms will contain solar wizards, so take your time and clear them out before heading back to the elevator. Once again, keep an eye out for the first snipers, kill them, and hide in their rooms while the elevator climbs up to the boss. Once there, kill the solar wizards to start the boss fight. Hashladun will be alone until you damage gate about 1/6 of her health. A single Nagi shot with divinity applied will do this. I want to note that the divinity will be applied to the body of the boss, but you don't actually want to shoot the crit bubble as it will reduce the damage you deal. Aim for the head, and even though the bubble is on the body, it will give you the bonus damage that divinity offers. You just need to be able to hit your shots. Once damage gated, 4 Arc Knights and a wave of acolytes will spawn up while the boss hangs out in the middle of the room. I recommend popping a Well and a Revenant super at the back right to freeze the knights repeatedly. I found this portion of the room to be the safest. This is the only wave with 4 knights, so freezing them to slow down their aggro will be extremely helpful here. Once that wave of adds is clear, put another Nagi shot into the boss to damage gate her to 2/3 health and spawn in the solar wizards. Kill them, then take turns baiting boss aggro around the room while each of you collect ammo. Feel free to wait for your supers as well if you need to. Once ready, damage the boss down to half health. This will spawn 2 more Arc Knights and some acolytes. Kill them, then damage gate the boss to 1/3 and spawn 2 unstoppable ogres, some cursed thrall, and acolytes. This is a great wave to use your supers once again. Make sure to prioritize the unstops as soon as you can. Once this wave is clear, Hashladun will be damageable. At this point, melt her as quickly as possible. Once she's dead, all adds despawn and Scarlet Keep is a GG. If you found this guide useful, a like and subscription would be greatly appreciated. I also do GM helps on my Twitch channel several days a week over at twitch.tv/above, so if you need help, stop on by and say hello. I have no doubt you'll enjoy your time with us. That's it from me. Thanks so much for watching, and I'll catch you next time. Peace!